A young woman's experience at Ogbete Main Market in Enugu last Friday has reminded us all of the disrespect and sexual harassment many women encounter on a daily basis. In a video that has since gone viral on social media, Esther Edeminam is moved to emotion following the inappropriate behavior of a tricyclist at the market. Take a look.
So guys, I'm just coming back from the market and something happened that I want to talk about. I stay in Enugu State, and those who reside in Enugu State, there's a very popular market, Holy Ghost Market by Ogbete. So I was by the side of the market after I was done buying everything that I needed to buy. I was by the side of the market waiting for bus to come so I can board the bus and head back home. So by the side of the road that I was standing, a keke man drove to the point where I was standing, and I'm not Igbo. He spoke Igbo to me. I didn't understand what he was saying. So I didn't respond to him because I don't even know what he was saying. And by his reaction, I couldn't tell what he was saying. So I tried to leave the place because I was avoiding trouble. I tried to leave the place. Guys, next thing, this man carried his hand and touched my breast. This man touched my breast. Oh God, I flipped. And that was not the annoying part. He touched my breast and started insulting me. From where to where? I don't understand how people can be so mad. Like how people can be so... Oh God. I had to start insulting him back. And then that's not the annoying part. The women, people that were selling by the roadside, they were now saying I should leave him alone, that I cannot stand the trouble. I should just leave him alone, that I should just let it go. Let it go when I feel violated. How? How can I let it go? How can I let it go? He just started insulting me. I'm not touching my breast. And then nobody said anything to him. Everybody there saw what happened, but nobody said anything to him. I just realized that in the society right now, nobody protects the girl child. The girl child is not being protected. Instead, it's those foolish people that keep doing this nonsense act that keep being protected. How come nobody cautioned him for what he did? So tell me how that man would not go about tomorrow and continue doing the nonsense that he's doing. All the people there, both the guys that were around, everybody just said I should just let it go. I should just leave him alone. I should not exchange words with him. After violating me because I feel violated, I just sat down inside the bus when I finally got bored. I just sat down inside the bus and I started crying hot tears. Society needs to do better. Society really needs to do better, because what is that? I don't even know what to say. I'm just so angry. I could not do anything. I was helpless. I was totally helpless. Why? So guys,
She joins us on the morning show this morning to share what has happened since that viral emotional moment at the weekend. Esther,
hi,
welcome, and thank you so much for having the courage to be with us this morning.
I'm so sorry for whatever happened.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's so shameful, just watching it again. I remember watching it and then deciding to reach out to you, and I'm just wondering, how on earth could people around you at the time have been saying that you should basically temper down, that what would come will be worse if you continue to defend yourself?
That's exactly what
so
happened.
to speak.
How we're defeated in this society.
Right. Walk us through the mental trajectory, the mental feeling that you encountered during this incident.
Okay, so when that thing happened, I was in a daze. I couldn't process what happened at the time. My phone was inside my bag because it's a market and I don't want to lose my phone. I couldn't even bring out my phone to record the guy. And, women were dragging me away from the scene. Like, I remember an old woman holding my hand, trying to get me away from the guy. She was saying, let it go, let it go. The people behind me, they were selling banana on wheelbarrow. They just kept saying I should just let it go. And I remember feeling so angry. And then I crossed over to the other side of the road to get a bus. And then I just couldn't help crying inside the bus because at that moment I felt so helpless. I mean, there were a lot of people there. That place is crowded. One person could have spoken for me, would have done something, could have cautioned the guy, because at that point I was still trying to process how I was feeling. But then nobody practically said anything to him. They just
Approximately
ignored him.
what time did this happen on Friday?
This was between 5 and 6 p.m. on Friday.
on Friday.
Yes.
And there are cameras situated along that axis.
Exactly.
Have you seen any of the command and control center cameras along the
Yes,
axis?
I know there's a camera. This is opposite Zenith Bank, and it's a traffic light. And I know every traffic point usually have cameras. So yes, I remember there was a camera there.
I think this individual is some notorious guy that maybe people fear. Apparently, as she stated, people who actually stay around there were telling her not to, engage this individual. Apparently, because she wouldn't love.
It's either he's notorious or people understand that these people belong to communities. I mean, it's almost like going into the market and fighting with a scavenger or a trader, and then you understand that this person belongs to a community. They have associations, so they were probably trying not to get the association involved. And then in their view, it could be worse. So it's either that he's notorious, like Oji has pointed out, or they could be fearing the repercussions of the community or association. But altogether, it's a shameful situation in whatever way, form. There is no justification for what you have experienced. So let me understand. You stood by the road.
Yes.
You were just waiting, probably trying to get a bus to proceed after buying your goods.
Exactly.
And then this tricyclist decides to stop, probably wondering if you wanted to get into the tricycle, or maybe he was admiring you for some reason. And then next thing, he started to speak Igbo to you. And you don't speak Igbo because you're from Akwa Ibom State, right?
Yes, sir.
And then unfortunately, he decides that the best thing to do is to put his hand out of the tricycle and yank at you. And then after that happened, what did he do? Did he drive off?
No. He sat down and literally started insulting me. I may not understand Igbo, but I could pick out the insult. And calling me Ewu, Ekwensu, something like that. I could pick out the insult. And then I got so angry. I was actually with an umbrella. And, he saw that I was with an umbrella and I made a fist. Like I was already angry. I was gripping onto the umbrella. Like that was my only defense at the moment. And then he said if I come close to him, he's going to punch me. He made a fist at me. So I had to just stay where I was before the women started telling me I should just leave him alone. I should just let it go. An old woman literally tried to drag me away from the place.
Was at that point in time, was the engagement loud? Like everybody could hear what was happening?
People in that place at that moment could hear what he was saying. Everybody saw it.
When he was insulting you, he was screaming.
Yeah, he was loud.
It was loud, and nobody did anything.
Nobody
Were
did
there men
anything.
around there?
Yes, there were men around there, and
Since
there were
the video
women.
went viral, what has the response been? Have you been reached out to by the market leadership? Has the Ministry of Children, Gender Affairs, Social Development, has any ministry reached out to you? I mean, has any NGO reached out to you? The video has, so many views, so many comments. It has made the morning show at Afia TV, right? What's the response been beyond the immediate scene? Because everybody there has shown their collective ignorance of your rights as a woman.
Well, as at this moment, no NGO or ministry has reached out to me except Afia TV, of course. But it's the only organization that has reached out to me is Afia TV, but nobody else has reached out to me. And then I realized that after the video went viral, I began to see that other people have experienced this as well. But it seems like nobody had the courage to speak up. And I was just sharing my experience. I didn't even know it would go this viral. I just wanted to share how I feel. And then I realized that there are other women who has experienced the same thing in the same place, the same spot. Going into the comment section, other women are sharing their experiences of how terrible that place is and how people usually behave around there and the actions of men towards women and girls around that area. And I didn't even know this was a thing. If I didn't share my story, I probably would know this is something that happens on a daily basis.
Do you have plans to pursue any legal actions against this individual? Apparently, if he's been singled out, maybe when we contact the commander, to get the visual representation of this individual.
If he's being singled out, I would love a proper apology I don't know about taking a legal action right now. I might take a legal action, but I'm not sure of that right now. If he's being singled out, I would like to be properly apologized to, because it's not anything I wish anybody to experience. And yes, I might want to take legal actions so that serve as a form of other people can learn from it and know that they don't just go about, violating women. We are people. Yes, so yes, that's
You
my
seem to be a very
response.
forgiving person. You seem to just be content with an apology. Now, because of your line of thought, I understand that you probably are a woman of words. You have a lot to say. If you could speak to men who are prone to such embarrassing, shameful conduct, what would you say to them using the platform before you?
Okay, first of all, I understand that most times society and the environment we stay in influences our actions, but then women are also human beings and they deserve respect. Please respect women. If they say no, it's a no. It doesn't give you a right to want to, because you are a man, you want to use your will, you want to use your manly prowess against them. Let women have their say. If a woman tells you no, please let her be. If that man had let me be, I don't think we'll be in this situation. You may be angry. Learn to control yourself as a man. Even if a woman, comes against you with her words, the best you can do is just remove yourself from that situation. I don't like trouble, and that's why I made to leave that place. So please, men should do better. Please treat women with respect. It's very important. It goes a long way. Respect is reciprocal. Unless the woman, goes extra to disrespect you, but please just let women be. Just let women be. The whole assault and violation is becoming too much.
If this tricyclist is watching this right now, what message do you have for him?
I would want to know why he did that. Why? Was I one out of the thousands that he has done this to? Was it a means for him to get his ego or confidence? Why would he do that to me? I would like to know the rationale behind his thinking for doing that. And then hear what he has to say. If he can actually apologize to me, own up to what he did, and then apologize to me. I would just like to tell him that, because people like that, it didn't just start. So there is no advice you want to give them. I think it's more of something that has been there from a while and nobody has said anything. So they believe they can go about doing what they are doing. But I want to know why he did that to me. And then tell him that, he needs to learn to respect women. I don't know how he treats women in his house. I don't know how he treats women in his family, but he needs to do better. He can do better. So he has a chance to do better. That's exactly what I'll tell him.
The individual, right? The said individual, what was his look like? Civil, or it looks like a lout?
I wouldn't say civil, because he was in a keke. He just wore a sleeveless shirt with trousers, and he was slim. So I wouldn't say civil. I would say more of a casual person, but I won't say he's a tout, because he just looks casual.
And of course, he was speaking Igbo to you, so
Yes,
one
he
would
was.
speculate that he is from this region.
Absolutely.
I mean, people just want to go out of their way to destroy themselves and not the region, because this is an isolated individual doing isolated things, representing other isolated groups within the region that perpetrate such heinous, embarrassing conduct. Do you see this incident changing your trajectory? Do you see what has happened to you reawakening or awakening this rights, this advocacy in you? Do you see yourself shifting slightly away from pharmacy? You are a pharmacist, to, on the side or as a main agenda, pursue reforms in society?
Okay, let me start by stating the fact that in as much as I tell myself I am fine, I still can't rule out the fact that sometimes I'm going to have PTSD, which is totally normal. I might have PTSD tomorrow if I go back to the market. I may not even go back to the market in a long time, and I'm not going to pretend it's not there, because it is there. It has become a part of me that I have to learn to heal and let go. I won't really say I'm going to leave my area of study, pharmacy, but I think I would like to use my profession, the grounds that I have already, to try to speak out for other people. In pharmacy there are different areas, so I don't mind using these grounds that I have to, act as a therapist for other people and try to advocate against these things happening to other women and other girl children out there. And, yes, try to advocate for them. So I won't say I'm leaving this. I would say I will use this as a better grounds to, effect better changes so another person doesn't experience this.
I see yourself discovering something on the show today. I see your lights, your eyes are just glittering. I do see you going to do greater things with this. I do see you pursuing larger scale reforms. I do see you advocating for rights of women. So if you're to speak to women watching this who have been in your circumstance, have experienced the same thing they experienced, someone is experiencing it right now, I'm sure somewhere, right?
Yes.
What's your message to them?
Okay.
What do you have to say to them?
So this is my message to them. Women out there, I wasn't bold enough to speak up for myself because I think at the moment I was trying to process my thoughts, but do not keep quiet. Even if you're unable to protect yourself at the meantime, make sure you speak up because I have realized that as a woman, I am not alone. I mean, that day on Friday, I felt alone. But when I went back home and I made the video, I realized that I have a whole lot of community of women who are so supportive. I have been getting a lot of I'm sorry you had to go through this. And that means a lot. It gives me confidence that there are a lot of women out there that would support you. So if you're a woman and then you get to experience any form of abuse or assault, please, first of all, defend yourself and get yourself out of that situation immediately. You may not have the power to fight them off, but make sure you get to safety first. And when you do get to safety, get as much evidence as possible and speak up.
Right.
Speak up, please. Always speak up.
When you posted your stuff, right? So many people aligned and started saying their truth, coming out, whatever that's happened to them in the past. Why do you think this kind of harassment is common?
Well, I am not the kind of person to speak on certain topics, but I think it has a lot to do with patriarchy. A whole lot. I wouldn't say beyond that, but I just think if this thing is going to stop, a lot of reform has to be made, and that starts with individual reform. People need to realize that this is not the way forward and we have to do better. And the change starts within us individually before moving to the societal level.
Esther, you're a strong woman, and I do see you going places. I do see this as something that's happened, but your story is reflecting what many people are experiencing on a daily basis. And I assure you, this is more than just another story. You've made more impact than you think. Agreeing to come on the show today and speaking with such courage. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
And then that leaves it to the relevant ministries, authorities to take action. Esther has shared her story, which is reflective of what a lot of women are going through, not just in the marketplace, but in any public gathering, even privately. Some women are being harassed by their own husbands, right? And it could be the other way around in a separate incident. So this is a strong call to all of the authorities to try and reach out to, Esther herself and other women who may be going through this and then embark on more sensitization in our public spaces. No woman should be on her own and be manhandled by anybody. Not even tricyclist, anybody at all. Whether you're a civil man or you're not a civil man, who gave you the rights? Who gave you the right to stretch your hands and molest somebody?
Well, I guess the Esther's story is going to change the trajectory. I definitely do.
I hope so.
You coming out being bold about this, because as she stated, so many people shared the same story because they couldn't speak up, right? But you having that boldness in you to speak up, you can see right now that, so many people are actually going through what you actually went through, and they don't have that temerity or boldness to come out. But you coming out, even coming on TV to talk about this, definitely going to change the trajectory.
Definitely, we do hope for some action to be taken. We are following the story. We're going to see how this all basically goes. We're going to monitor Esther and, of course, the stories of other women as well, as we hope that the authorities take the needed action. The morning show will continue after this short break, and when we come back, we'll be discussing the role of Nigeria in protecting democracy in, shall we say, the Republic of Benin. Stay tuned.